Hey everybody, welcome to JK Next Garage. Been a little while, and give you a little update on what we've been doing the last few weeks. So the last few weeks been kind of hectic. Been under the weather a little bit here, so haven't been doing a whole lot out in the garage. Kelly and I moved the car over to the other side of the garage so that she has room to park her vehicle in here when it snows out. So basically, we just re-leveled the car up, took some measurements, made sure that it was all square and not twisted or anything like that. Made sure it was back to where it was when it was in the center of the garage. And as you can see, I've got my little brackets on here. That I bolted on both sides before we moved it to make sure that there wasn't going to be any twisting and stuff. So I'll show you where we're at with that upper cowl, what I've been working on, a couple of things that I've tried. All right, so first things first, I'll get some of this stuff moved out of the way. I've got that red workbench and stuff. That's on rollers. I put everything on rollers so I can move it around. That's what you got to do when you only have a two-car garage. So I'll get this stuff out of the way, and we'll get just like that. We got all kinds of room to work, right? Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been comparing this upper and lower cowl with the new one, and seeing what brackets I need to take off of this to put onto that. And one is this little bugger right here. This actually goes, I think it's just a wireway one, but it went back up into here. It was right there. The new one did not come with one. So as you can see, I've got it ground off right there, and this will go right up in there. So that's one thing I have to get taken care of on here. The other thing is, now I don't know, this is probably, I think when it came in the box it said Firebird Camaro, a cowl assembly. So it's got this right here, this hole, and I'll show you on the inside. And I think other people I've seen doing these had this. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's like a grommet for something. I don't know. I haven't researched it, but if you know what it is, hey, let me know. Like, I always like getting more information on how these cars are built. So anyways, I'm going to be taking that out of there. As you can see, I've got it ground down already, and I'll show you what I've been doing. So what I did is I just I took that out of there and did the same method just about everybody else does. I put a piece of masking tape over it so I could get a good template for it, and then cut it out, and then took the piece of steel, cut the piece of steel out, and used my grinder, you know, ground it a little bit as best I could, and then use this file to finish it off. So I got it on one of my little magnets. Put it in there, and that's my hole filler. So that's how I did that. I'm sure pretty self-explanatory. So one of the bigger things I've been doing was getting these old brackets that I took off mounted in here. They're not secured. All they are is bolted to the jig here. I wanted to see how these were going to work out, and they worked out awesomely. If that's a word, I don't know. But anyways, these worked out great. They fit in there perfect. They're nice and flush. My bracket or jig here fits excellent. It's good and sturdy. Both sides fit a lot better now. Now all I got to do is tack them down here and here, and then I'll take it off and tack them down through here. So those were worked out really good, taking them off the old upper cowl there and using those as opposed to the ones that came on them that were way off. So that's one of my big wins there, I think, for me anyways. The other thing I've been doing is Jonathan at Vinyl Village Garage, he Says these things are great. These are these metal shrinkers from Harbor Freight. Just happened to get one for Christmas, and this is how I mounted it. I just wanted to work with it, play with it, see how it works. So I put a couple bolts and washers here, and I just slide it right into my vise, just like this. Slide it in there, crank the vise shut. So I've got the washers that are holding it underneath there. And then I know it looks like I don't have much room here, but then, yeah, that's how I use it. I can move the vise back and forth or whatever. But so I got this, and I did a couple of things to my lower cowl. I don't know if you remember, there was a huge gap here, and right back in here, and it was a little open there, and there was a big gap right in there. So I know that stretcher isn't probably what you're supposed to use it for, but I thought, you know what, I need to close these gaps up a little bit. Why not give it a shot and try and open this up a little bit? And I put it on here and opened that up a little bit and was able to hammer down this. Now you got to be careful, because that will kink that if you don't just go easy with it. Then I also put it on this here a couple of times to stretch this out, and that got it right down. As you can see, it got it right down to where it needed to be there. So it's fitting in really good. That's what I used it for. I was playing around, just messing around with it. Same with on this side. Playing around, I figure, what the heck? Let me give it a shot. It's laying really nice here, really nice here. Inside here, there's no gap hardly at all anymore. I mean, that's a smaller gap than what the original one came off of. You know, I don't know, you can't see that very well, but very little gap there. But it's sitting in a little bit better. Now, you do what you want with it. My gaps were big. I was playing around. My thought is, you're never going to see this anyways. I'll clean this all up and get it all painted up and stuff. But once that outer cowl shoulder's on, you're not going to see it. So I'll clean it up and get it the best I can. But at least now I know it'll sit in there. My welds will be good and sturdy. They won't be under any kind of stress from trying to force something down. So that's my theory. I don't know. If it's not right, I don't know, hit me up in the comments and let me know, you know. Okay, so got a few things that I need to transfer over. I've got some numbers here and here, and then my VIN number here. Those I'm going to transfer over, and I took some measurements, and I don't know if you can see I've got them some lines on there where the numbers and letters go, and same with over here, that's where the VIN number goes. So I'll be doing that. Once I take that upper cowl off, I'll get that stamped down on there. I still got to get some 1/4 inch. These are 1/4 inch numbers here, and these are 1/8 inch numbers and letters on this one. I've got the 1/8 inch. I still got to get some 1/4 inch ones for that. But yeah, so just one more thing. I want to make sure everything is done on these upper and lower cowls before I get to welding them together. So it's easier if I can do it without them together. One other thing I got to do is I still have to put on the bracket for the dash pan, or the dash bracket that goes on the lower cowl. So as you can see, I've also been doing a bunch of practice welds. So I got out here a couple of days, and I started just taking some scrap pieces. I've got all these little scrap pieces, and I just go to town on them. I'm practicing the VVG way of plug welding with the tech screws and stuff. So I've been practicing some butt welds and some different size metals and thicknesses and layers and stuff like that. That's what you got to do. I mean, that's what I got to do. I'm not a welder. I've never welded before I started working on this car. So I practice, I write stuff down. So this is a piece of 20 gauge. This is going to go underneath here. This is one of my practice. I'm just show you how I practice this. So this is going to go underneath here, and I'm going to plug weld this onto here. So this is a piece of 15 gauge, which is about the same as this bracket, because I need to plug weld through this to that lower cowl. So this is just what I'm going to practice with. I'm going to practice the tech screw method and then the regular plug weld method. So, and then I just try and tear them up and see how good they're holding and stuff like that. So then I just write all my welds down, what wire size I use, and then basically plug welds, butt welds, stitch welds, filling holes. So that's kind of what we've been up to right now. So basically the game plan is to get all this stuff in place, get all the holes filled that I need to fill, get the stamps on the upper cowl, get my brackets welded onto the upper cowl, my old brackets, and then also what I'm going to do is get this from the measurements, get everything lined up, get it screwed down. I'm going to put the dash in, get the dash pan on, just screwing everything down till everything fits the way it should before I start welding it together. So that's what we've been up to. Apologize for the raspy voice here. Hopefully, it'll be better pretty soon. And we hope everybody had a happy holiday season. And I'll bring you back when we get this thing all screwed up and ready to go. Screwed up. Well, when we get all screwed together and ready to start welding it. So hopefully this helps with some of the things that I did that maybe will help you if you're a first timer like me, getting this stuff, trying to fit it all in and make it all work. So take care and thanks for coming along, and we'll see you on the next one.